I think that feels like a nice package there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at those phones lined up. It's Felger and Maz on 98.5, the Sports Hub.
It's not just a hit by pitch. That's the 24th time that they hit me in my career, 24th. And that's the 6th time they hit me. And they always say, I'm not trying to hit you. That get old. So next time they hit me again, I'm going to take one of them out. That's what happened. That's a message. That's a message.
He got hit for the 24th time by the Brewers. The most he's been hit by any team, I suppose. The 6th time by Brandon Woodruff. And he said after the game, well, there was a kerfuffle during the game. We all saw it. And then after the game, he says, next time I'm taking one out. Give me one more on Willson Contreras. Give me number 2. He was asked, what did you and Woodruff say to each other on the field?
What did Woodruff say to you, Willson?
Nothing. I just didn't do anything else or because it was early in the game. But I took exception of it. I know my brother was behind me. So I was like, okay, he hit me. See what happens next. I mean, nobody likes getting hit at any point. But like I said, I took exception of it. The 24th time. It's not coincidence. They're going there with a purpose. And that's fine. And that's fine. That's pitching. But next time you hit me, the message is clear. I'm going to take one of them out.
Unbelievable. I mean, has there been anything about a fine or any? Like, I wonder if he'll get fined for that.
You don't hear that often.
No. I mean, he's basically saying, like, we're going to put a hit on you.
Next time I'm taking one of you out. See what happens next. Okay. Several things on this. One, it's good for you. You could use it. You need someone who gives a crap like this. Even if I think it's selfish and not for the team, because where was he fighting for the team the last week? No, he was ducking out of there, not speaking, not standing up for the team. He was nowhere to be found. This is his own personal itch to scratch, so he's scratching it. It's more selfish than it is team-oriented, but be that as it may, the way he played last night and the fire that he showed was good for you and is good for you. You need more guys like that.
He had a good game. He answered.
So overall, that, I think, plays well for you in this current time. But let me tell you something. This guy's kind of a clown. Let me just ask you this. I looked this up today. Guess who has been hit the most in Major League Baseball? Active career hit by pitch leaders in Major League Baseball. Guess who's number 1?
Willson Contreras.
No. Number 1 is Sterling Marte.
Yeah.
Guess who's number 2?
Willson Contreras.
Willson Contreras. Okay. And I think Marte has played 4 more years than him. So Willson Contreras has been hit the second most times of any active player in Major League Baseball. Okay. So he gets hit a lot. He hangs over the base.
He does. He's right up there.
That's why he's got all the gear on. That's why he's got the pad on the... Okay, so he gets hit a lot. The second most of any active player in Major League Baseball. Question number 2, class. Before he came to Boston, where did he play?
St. Louis.
Chicago and then St. Louis. This is his 11th year in Major League Baseball.
Division opponent.
The first 10 years he spent with Chicago and then St. Louis. I started to look it up. I started to navigate it. I got a popsicle headache. I stopped. But I'll just ask this rhetorically. My guess is that Willson Contreras has played more career games against the Brewers than any other team. If not, it's the Reds or the Pirates.
Yeah, right.
Right? You still play your division opponents the most.
Of course.
And there's been some playoff series. So, I mean, my guess is Willson Contreras has played the most career games against the Brewers. Number 3, Brandon Woodruff entered the league in 2017. Willson Contreras entered the league in 2016. They played in the same division for 9 years.
So he's faced him the most.
I don't know what pitcher Willson Contreras has faced the most. As I'm saying this, you all can look this up on your home computer and tell me the actual answers. But my guess is that if Brandon Woodruff isn't number 1 on the list of pitchers he's faced in his career, he's probably top 10, top 5. You just put this all together. Dummy. Do you think they're targeting you? Or do you think you've just played them the most? And you get hit the second most out of any player in Major League Baseball, and this just happens to be the team you face the most, and it's really more about math than it is about you being targeted. Do you think they targeted him last night? The game was 1-0. There were runners on first and second. Hey, dummy, do you think they're trying to hit you to load the bases with nobody out? Or are you just hanging over the plate and you're facing Woodruff again, and the book on you is probably, I don't know, maybe bust you inside or get you off the plate because you're all over it with all your pads?
Yeah, this is what
No,
I think
it's definitely to get him off the plate.
But this dumbass, you okay? The guy's kind of a clown.
He's nuts.
So, listen, he's played a lot of games against the Brewers over the years, and the Brewers and the Cubs and the Cardinals, those are like the three teams that keep going back and forth. And so I'm sure there have been times where the Brewers have thrown at him. They had to have. You play a guy for 10 years in your division who's good on other good teams, you get into this.
Yeah, they see him and they're like, "Oh, here's this a-hole again with his hands hanging over the plate, dressed like a hockey goalie."
But they're not throwing at him there. You're going to hit him intentionally to load the bases? No, you're not. And my guess is the vast majority of those hit by pitches, you just play them the most. God.
Or it's just skimmed anyway, because again, he's trying to take away the inside. Pitchers are trying to establish that side of the plate. Like, they're not headhunting him on purpose. It's because he's played these teams so much because he was in that division and he hangs over the plate. He's responsible for this. This isn't like, oh, they're trying to hunt me.
The reaction was way over the top.
This guy, it flicked.
Way over the top.
I think it did hit him. The replay didn't show it, but
I thought it hit him too.
Because you could hear it.
Yeah.
You could hear it.
It did. It hit the fat of his hand.
The pad.
Yeah, right here at the bottom. Yep.
So Jimmy just found it. Contreras, 121 games against the Brewers. Brandon Woodruff, number 5 on the list of pitchers he's faced.
Yeah, I mean, there's
no question he's faced them a lot. But he's played the same number of games against the Pirates, basically, and they've hit him 14 times.
Okay.
So he's been hit a lot. But last night, but I would also say he is on the plate. And the other thing is, that ball, was he hurt?
The Pirates suck. So there's maybe no reason. Those aren't competitive games. And I say they've over the last 10 years. Yeah. He's been on the Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Cubs. That's been the division for the last 10 years. So they're playing big games against each other. They're facing each other all the time. You get hit all the time. The second leading hit by pitch guy in all of Major League Baseball. And so, yeah, the Brewers have gotten you a couple times. Dummy. And last night, you think they're after you? First and second, nobody out in a 1-0 game? Okay, number 2, all this, next guy, I'm taking this guy out. And all of his histrionics on the field. Go back and look at how the Brewers reacted. Woodruff barely looked at him.
Yeah, right. That's right. They ignored him.
Woodruff, he kind of drifted to first base.
But he was talking to the umpire while he was doing it.
He was talking to the umpire. He said, did that hit him? Did that hit him? And there was, on the Nesson, they said that Contreras and Murphy were going back and forth, and there was some shots of Murphy, that's a Brewers manager, sort of chirping from his dugout. I'm not sure Murphy was chirping at him. Maybe he was. I don't know. And I'll tell you why I don't know here in a second. But the Brewers just kind of ignored him. The next at bat, there's a takeout play at second base. He comes in, spikes up. Spikes David Hamilton.
Ripped his pants.
Did David Hamilton really do anything?
Nope.
Murphy came out and talked to the umpires about it, but didn't go at Contreras. None of the Brewers players went at Contreras. The next inning, Yelich got on base, and he and Willson Contreras were kind of talking, but they were just talking. I'm pretty sure Yelich said something along the lines of, "Hey, dummy, we're not trying to hit you to load the bases with nobody out." But whatever. The Brewers just kind of ignored him, even after the game. Pat Murphy could not have been more neutral about it. Here's Pat Murphy, the Brewers manager, on the, I thought, pretty blatant takeout slide, or the spiking that Willson Contreras did to David Hamilton. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I didn't see it. I'll watch it on tape tonight. The umpire said it was clean. It did cut Hamilton. Could have hurt him bad, but he didn't slide past the base. It's good old-fashioned baseball, and there's nothing. I don't think there was anything wrong with it. Just first blush. I just went out to talk to him. What is an illegal slide, and give Hamilton some time to,
Gave Hamilton. He said he went out there to talk to the umps to give Hamilton time to recover. Good hard baseball play. So he totally downplays it. Mm-hmm. So why do the Brewers do this? One, they're smart because That's the brother of one of their best players. So the Brewers are not going to attack Willson Contreras when William Contreras is one of their most important guys. That's attacking one of their most important players' brother. So they're in this spot where they can't, they could, but because they're smart, they say, William Contreras, our catcher, is more important to us than that dope. So let him, do all of his nonsense. We're going to ignore it because we have the back of William Contreras. You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
And you know who knows that? Willson Contreras knows it. Willson Contreras knows he can bounce around out there like an idiot, and the Brewers are not going to do anything because they have got the back of his brother. They're not to attack Willson Contreras, is to attack William Contreras, and the Brewers aren't going to do it. So they ignore him. Yelich called it a skit. We've seen this skit before. It's a great line.
It is a good line.
It's just a skit. A dope. This guy's kind of a clown. You need him because you need someone who gives a crap and someone who plays with some passion and has been there and all of that. So if I'm a Red Sox fan, I was happy to see the way Willson Contreras carried himself, and you need more of it, and I don't blame you whatsoever. And you should feel that way about him. But let me just tell you, he's kind of a clown. And the Brewers know it. And this is another one, the last thing. So if you expect something tonight, you're not going to get it. Unless someone makes a mistake. Unless Mizorowski makes a mistake and hits him by accident. They're not going to go after Willson Contreras because they love William Contreras. And that's that.
Murphy's got too much of a hold on that team. And I don't mean that critically. I mean for them to snap. He's to me, I'm really impressed by him. Like he's a good manager. He's in control of his team. They respond to him. He doesn't do anything that's really all that over the top. He's just there playing the game. And what struck me most about Contreras was the way Cora got out of the dugout. Cora sprinted over there. That might be as fast as I've seen Cora move in a Red Sox uniform, including the years he was playing. Okay, so he got out there fast, which told me he was worried about what that guy was capable of. Now, again, you might be right about, just making a lot of noise and not necessarily going to start a fight with his brother on the other team.
He knows the Brewers aren't really going to go after him.
But the Red Sox also had their first base coach over there. He was, they had someone between Contreras and the mound. Flores spun around, got in between him and Woodruff. So they had someone in there, and Cora couldn't get out there fast enough. So to me, I would keep an eye on Contreras. I like the intensity too, but there's also a point where it gets over the edge. That thing was, Cora feared that it was about to go over the edge last night. That's why he got his ass out there.
Next time I'm taking one of them out. You ever heard that before?
No.
He kind of did. He took out David Hamilton. He tried to. So next time, we'll see what happens next. Okay, guy. All right.
I remember years ago someone yelling at the other dugout, or saying to the other dugout after the game, that happens again, somebody's going down. I've heard that, but I'm going to take somebody out.
You yell in my dugout and point in my dugout and take your helmet off and basically challenge your whole dugout. I'll have a problem with that.
No, sounds like you must have put a hit on him.
But you get it. Willson Contreras knows he can do that to the Brewers, and the Brewers aren't going to respond because they don't want to piss off their guy. So he's kind of got a green light, and he knows it. Anyway, there are my thoughts on that. Back to you and your calls right after these words.
What if you're at a grocery store and the guy right next to you in line is pointing at you and yelling at you? Are you going to go get security, or are you going to do something right there?
Felger.
Shush.
Maz. The Sports Hub.
And Woodruff with his first one to a guy he has seen a lot in his career. Did he get him again? Yeah, he did. He hit him again. Sixth. For the sixth time, his brother comes out and walks him up the first base line. And again, there is history between the Red Sox, Contreras, and the Milwaukee Brewers that goes beyond all the hit batsmen.
Well, there's been a few of them that they've had altercations before when he's with St. Louis. But Murph wants to know, but did the ball even hit him? Looked like it just barely got him on the hand. Contreras more reacting just up and in. And listen, a guy's hit you 6 times in your career. Eventually, you're tired of it. I always just find it interesting. He's got serious beef with this club. His brother's the catcher.
Yes.
Here's what we said before when we introduced you to Willson Contreras in spring training. I think you're going to like him. He's not a guy maybe you like playing against, but this energy, this guy plays with passion. Now, there's history with this individual pitcher, but you just see the way he plays. Quite frankly, that energy's been missing. It's not a bad thing.
This is Willson and the manager, Murphy, going back and forth. He wasn't screaming at Woodruff. He was screaming at Murphy, and they were going back and forth. No place to put Willier. Ground ball up the middle. Backhanded there by Terang. They're going to try and turn it, but they can't as the run scores. Anthony in to make it 2-0. And an aggressive slide, and Hamilton paying the price over there. First and third with one down.
Well, it was a beautiful play by Terang. I'm surprised that Hamilton even tried this and maybe paid the price. You got a man at first base that's not happy right now. He comes in. Let's check out this slide. It's aggressive. Slid right into the bag.
I think technically that is illegal, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can go in with your spikes high. I don't know if you can kick them, but
Can you?
Yeah, sure.
Because Papelbon said in the postgame you can't go spikes up anymore.
Oh, is that true?
See, I don't know. I know you can't do a quote-unquote takeout slide. You can't go to the left of the bag or the right of the bag. You can't slide through the bag. Now spikes up. Is that, again, Papelbon said he was surprised that they didn't call automatic out.
I'd have to look at that.
Because you can't go spikes up.
Well, so again, and in his case, it was up by the knee.
He went spikes up and lifted the leg.
Yeah, so that's the part that I think, he was up here. You can slide in with your spikes up and get a guy in the ankle. His was up by the knee.
Contreras, number 3, felt it was perfectly legal.
Of course he did.
Take that slide a little purposeful on your part.
I wouldn't say purposely because he stayed in the bag, and that was a perfect legal slide. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Polite about it.
Thank you.
No, he's going to take someone out, number 4. He is going to take somebody out.
Getting 24 hit by pitcher by the same team from back in 2016. I mean, I don't think any other team has hit me as much as them. And I don't care what they call it. I don't care what they said. The only thing I care is my health. But if they don't care about my health, and they give it, like I said, they hit me again, I'm gonna try to take one of them out.
He's gonna try and take one of them out. Yeah, they've hit you the most. They've also played you the most. Again, Willson Contreras, second in Major League Baseball, active all-time hit by pitch leaders. Number 2 on the list. Number 2 in all of Major League Baseball in the amount of times he's been hit. So everybody hits Willson Contreras. On the list of teams he's played in his now 11-year career, he's played more games against the Brewers than any team in Major League Baseball. Just do the math. Could that be what's going on, Willson? You've just played them more than any other team? Anyway.
You know who hit Derek Jeter the most? What team?
So I was just going to draw some comparisons. If you ask me who hit David Ortiz the most, my guess would be the Yankees. And if who hit Derek Jeter the most, my guesses would be the Red Sox. But
24 times.
Just guessing.
Yeah. Although I would tell you they threw at him. Pedro especially.
And if you ask me who has hit, an L.A. Dodger the most, my guess would be a San Francisco Giant. And vice versa. So, there's some of that, too. Mike in New Hampshire.
It might just be a little bit of Brewer bias in your thinking.
Listen, I'm just giving you the math. But go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Willson Contreras, that punk. I mean, so maybe it grazed the fleshy part of his hand. It's not like the guy tucked one under his chin. And Maz, I'm an old coot, but I want to know what you think, how Nolan Ryan or Bob Gibson would be handling Contreras.
Yeah, so look, I mean, the game is different now. I appreciate the call.
But if Nolan Ryan or Bob Gibson played with William Contreras, and William Contreras was really important to their team, they'd respect William Contreras on their team and say, we're not going to attack your brother, William, because you mean that much to us.
Yeah, look, we're in like the whole Nolan Ryan thing. The game's in a completely different era. It used to be that you would accept getting drilled years ago, go to first base, and the pitcher would do it knowing that it was coming back the other way. So, like, that whole thing has changed. Now, look, Contreras is on the plate. And the thing that surprised me is it didn't really hit him. I mean, it just kind of went off the bottom of his hand.
Nicked him. And he bounces around like this. Like, I even think he shook the wrong hand. I think it hit him on the left hand, and when he reacted, he, like, shook his right hand. Like, dude, it just grazed you on top of that pad. You didn't feel a thing, and you know it. But this is Willson. Like, listen, you need some of this. So if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm good with it. I'm just telling you. You'll see. As the season plays out, you'll see this guy. Tommy in Milwaukee, not a Brewer guy or Red Sox guy. Go ahead, Tommy.
How's it going, guys? Real quick, Maz, you made a lot of great points to open the show, so nice work today. You really see how stupid the Red Sox are when they're playing a smart baseball team like the Brewers. They're playing like the French softball team out there. But I was going to ask, you kind of already answered it, is there any chance we see fireworks tonight? Because we've seen benches clear with the Red Sox and Brewers in recent years. Is Garrett Crochet crazy enough to throw against Yelich tonight?
He might. Crochet might. But I don't think the Brewers are going to do anything to Willson Contreras. And I keep telling you, they're in this spot. Yelich said it. We've seen this skit before. He's going to let Willson Contreras be stupid. Go ahead. Be stupid. And if William Contreras weren't on their team, maybe would they respond differently? Maybe. But their catcher, is one of the most important players. So they're not going to attack his brother.
No, look, my guess is that nothing happens. But I will say, if there's a team in baseball that could use a brawl right now, it's probably the Red Sox.
Damn straight.
So, they could use something to kind of unify them a little bit. But the way to do that is to answer like Contreras did last night.
The real story last night is that how the team scored a run the next inning after that and then didn't do donkey do.
Right. They basically turtled.
The rest of the game, the next inning, you're up 3-0 next half inning, and Brian Bale walks 2. Including David Hamilton, who blows.
I mean, they've had 2 games now in the last, 2 or 3 days, where they've been up 3-0 and 4-0 and cratered both times.
Mark in the car. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, guys. I had a call in, Mike, when I heard your story, and you guys might even remember this incident. I remember it was like 20 years ago when Zach Greinke was with Kansas City. He must have hit Carlos Quentin with the White Sox like 6 or 7 times. The following year, Greinke signs with the Dodgers and Quentin's on the Padres. He throws at him the first time, and he broke Zach Greinke's collarbone. Do you remember that? And I remember Quentin saying, I'm going to go after this guy. And they had a big brawl, and Greinke was out for a long time when he broke his collarbone. But that's one incident I remember, Mike, when you said that.
All right, maybe. Willson Contreras is saying he's going to take anybody out. He's not just going after Woodruff.
No, he's going whoever's nearest.
I'm taking out the first guy, the first blue uniform that walks in front of me.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing, you don't have to outrun the bear. You just got to outrun the person you're with.
This guy. Quick Bruins thought for you, and then back to your phones right after Big Jim Murray gets you updated here.
Mike and Tony have a definite chemistry.
Are they? 100%.
Are they?
Yes, 100. Do I stutter?
Do you consider them the periodic table of sports talk?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, buddy. Sorry. We need to blow a gasket.
No. Blow it, baby. Blow it.
Felger and Maz.
Now we have 2 potential playoff previews. Celtics Hornets, right?
Yes.
And Bruins Hurricanes. Now, if the playoffs began tonight, the Bruins would draw the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round.
Don't love it.
And play off through the Atlantic Division. But that's not guaranteed. Their playoff position isn't guaranteed. They have 4 games left. And they are 6 points clear of the Islanders with what would probably be the tiebreaker, which is regulation wins, I believe. They have 3 more regulation wins than the Islanders and 6 points more than the Islanders. You would like to think that would end no games in hand. They both have played 78 games. Detroit and Columbus are sitting 7 points behind, but both have a game in hand. So if they don't royally F this up, they're going to make the playoffs. But are you convinced they're not going to royally F this up?
I mean, no, I'm not convinced. No, one win and a tie should do it. Like, they should be fine if that. And I haven't done the math, but I think really if they win one game and get another one to overtime, they're probably in good shape. But the next three opponents are losable games, and then you're down to the last day of the season, and all of a sudden there's pressure.
And that's the last game is Jersey, but the next three are Carolina.
Columbus is one, and I can't remember the other one. Tampa. Yeah. I mean, they got three toughies. And I say Columbus just because of potentially what's at stake.
Well, they're all playing for something.
Yeah, exactly right.
Tampa and Carolina are vying for the number one seed in home ice.
Exactly.
And Columbus is still trying to get in.
Yep.
So
this one tonight worries me.
Oh, it should.
Because they always suck down there, or, they went through a stretch, maybe not as bad real recently, but they went through a stretch down there where they could not win. And I was just looking this up. Do you know that since Brenda Moore took over, Carolina basically has allowed the fewest goals in the league? Like, defensively, they're a very good team. And I say basically because a couple of the expansion teams that have come in have allowed less. Obviously, because they haven't played as many games. So among teams that have been in the league the whole time, Carolina is basically the best defensive team in the league. And what's his name has played well in goal for them, Busey. So to me, anytime the Bruins go down there, it's like they lose 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, 3-0. They never score down there, and they haven't been scoring lately.
Brandon Busey. This is another one. I get are you going to apologize to Swayman? No. How do you like Swayman's contract now? I hate it. I still hate it. I traded him yesterday. It's a stupid contract. Why? Because you could have thrown Brandon Busey in there for a third of the cost in a hard cap league where money really does matter for a quarter of the price. Yeah, exactly. It's staring you right in the face. Why is Swayman a bad contract? Could watch tonight, unless they're playing the other guy. But you know what I mean. Brandon Busey or Dan Vladar, who you lost to the other day, or Linus Ullmark, who's got, hey, listen, I'm no fan of Linus Ullmark, but they're in the playoffs too. So why? Could have had any 3-4 other goalies for a fraction of the cost and gotten roughly the same production. That's why. So there's a Bruins thought for you. Back to the phones here. Patrick in Salem has a Bees follow-up. Go ahead, Patrick.
Mike, Tony, just listen to me for a second, okay? I know you guys like to, chew and screw here.
What if we say
just go?
No?
Listen, so there's 4 games left. The last game of the season could be the Devils, and they just parted ways with Fitzgerald, right?
Yep.
So let's say they lose these 3 games coming up, tough games. They play the Devils, who have something to play for now because they're trying to play for a spot on the team next year with the new GM. So do you think Sweeney could lose his job if they royally screw this up?
No.
No way.
I think Sturm could. They fire coaches here, not
right.
GMs.
Not GMs.
This isn't the Red Sox. Anywhere. Right. The GM's not going anywhere.
So look, don't you think at this stage they're probably all safe?
Yes.
Even if they miss, I doubt they would fire Sturm.
They've again, they didn't overachieve my expectations. I had them at vying for the 8th seed. They're vying for the 7th seed. So that's this kind of round where I thought they would be. But if you look at their Vegas over-unders going into the year, they've blown through
definitely
what their projection was. So I think they've all kind of not totally accomplished what they set out to accomplish, but they had a competitive year, and they vied for the playoffs. They should be in the playoffs, and I think that was the goal. And I think that's a decent year for them. That's I think all you could have expected given that roster. Tom and Quincy on the Sox. Hi, Tommy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I'd like to speak to where the Sox are right now, but real quick, this Contreras kid, he's kind of a crazy person. He's got a little Albert Bell in him, minus the talent. But when that comment that he said that he's just going to start taking people out, one, I appreciate the passion. I don't appreciate, the fact that you're just not really that great. So, Albert Bell laying out double Cleaton, Fernando Vina in the baseline, although I'd love to see it. This team needs a spark. Maybe that should have been something that they could have figured out last night, but they buckled because they turtled because the team sucks. But the thing that's bothering me more, they changed direction after they told us what their needs were with the power bat right hand, second in the rotation starter. Then when they couldn't cash in on either one because they blew it because they're arrogant and they thought they had Bregman in the bag, then they changed direction and said they're going to pitch, they're going to do run prevention and pitching. The fundamentals are gone. So the fact of the matter is when they change direction and they can't follow through with the way that they changed, no one should be surprised that they are where they are. The talent on the team isn't good enough to do what they want them to do.
And they are not committed as an organization to coach it that way from the lowest levels. Run prevention and pitching, run prevention. Second in the league in errors, again. They've been second in the league in errors like 6 of the last 7 years. You know this, right?
Yeah, no.
The most since 2018, right?
Right. When you add it all up, they've been the worst defensive team in baseball. We're closing in on a decade of that.
And their pitcher, I thought Bayo sucked last night.
He did.
You're given a 3-0 lead. Willson Contreras gets everybody going. You're ready to go, and you come out that next game and give up a 4 spot and can't get through the inning.
Not a single starter yet has had 2 good starts, including Crochet. His second one wasn't very good. Not a single guy early second one wasn't very good. Now they're starting the third time through. What was supposed to be the strength of the team has sucked.
Leo in Medway. Hi, Leo.
Hey, so I'm trying to understand, what are the Red Sox trying to do this year? What is Breslow doing? We're signing guys like Suarez, a horrible signing. And then I tell you what, you put Cora on the Yankees win a championship. I back Cora in anything he does this year because at least he has an idea of how to win, but he's not giving the players to win. So I back Cora. This is on Breslow. He needs to go. Henry, different story. But the Red Sox suck this year, and I'm pissed.
Okay, they might suck. And I start with Breslow, too. I do.
I loop everybody above that's non-uniformed. I loop them all together.
Yeah, fair.
So to me, it's ownership and Breslow. The Red Sox have been all over the map for how long? How many GMs have they had? I stopped counting now. I suppose it's time to do it again. But they've changed GMs constantly. They went from Cherington to Dombrowski to Bloom. Yeah, Bloom.
Cora's had 3 GMs.
Yes. It's ridiculous. So you're changing philosophies, you're changing constantly.
And the result is...
and they won't sign players to long-term contracts, not the good ones.
The result is a team that you can't identify how they play.
Correct.
You don't know how they play. They don't play run prevention, second in the league in errors. Again, they're not pitching well. They don't hit for power. They don't hit for contact. They don't run or do the little things. They don't ignore the little things and just hit home runs. You could be that team, too.
Yeah, the Yankees.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being that. You can win a lot of games ignoring little things and just having a really high-priced power lineup with some power pitching and win like that. You could do that. And, again, it's just so highlighted by playing a team like the Brewers who are, it's so identifiable. The way they won last night. The Brewers went 16 consecutive batters without hitting the ball out of the infield from the 3rd to the 5th.
You know what? I saw this when you emailed, and I couldn't believe it.
But try and wrap your heads around this, folks. From the 3rd to the 5th inning, they sent 16 consecutive batters to the plate without hitting the ball out of the infield. And they scored 5 runs.
It's great.
Think of that.
No, I know when you said this, I went, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that how that went down?
16 consecutive batters through the 3rd through the 5th, and they scored 5 times. You think that's impossible, but that's a combination of the Brewers just try hard and the Red Sox not knowing how to play. It's like a confluence of the two things.
They're drilled like a college team. And Murphy was obviously a terrific college coach and then became a coach in the big blah, 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 blah. But that's how they play. They play like a really spirited college team.
So you better hope Willson Contreras takes somebody out or they're just going to keep running around running around the bases like little rabbits. Long commercial-free segment comes your way next.
Oh, yeah!
Thoughts, calls, emails.
Oh, yeah!
I get my jollies out of it. I do. I'm not a good person. Go ahead.
Felger and Maz.
Oh, yeah!
98.5, the Sports Hub.
It's different with them. I won't lie. It's different with them. Like I said, and actually I talked to, I can't remember if it was Monasterio or Rafaela, and I said, this guy's going to hit me today, for sure. And they did. And that's going to happen maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, but they're going to hit me again. And we'll see what happens.
Pretty sure the Brewers aren't going to do anything. John in Weymouth. Go ahead, John. What do you got?
Hey, guys. Thank you. First time, long time, because I grew up in Weymouth but haven't lived in the area since 2008. But I'm driving in for the game tonight. And by the way, you guys are I don't know if people realize, I moved to the New York area in 2008, and the Sports Talk radio up here is just head and shoulders above what you get in New York. I don't know. It's baffling. But anyway, it's crazy how much you can tell about a team after 10 games, right? And I would defer to you guys on this, but, like, is there any outcome where, like, this team actually turns it around? But you can almost, like, see what this season's going to be after 10 games, which is kind of unbelievable. But
it's few and far between.
They got a couple of lambs coming up on the road. Maybe getting out of here would do them good, but I don't know. It's not like they played well in Houston and in Cincinnati.
But, I mean...
But they're in St. Louis and Minnesota, who has like 5 fans showing up to their games.
But for some reason, these bad starts are telling. I mean, one of you put this in the email, I think. I don't know where I got it. Heading into last night, 57 teams in the wild card era.
This was on Twitter. I sent it to you.
Okay, thank you. So this isn't even going back to pre-wild card. Mm-hmm. This isn't going back to 1958 and only one team made the World Series. No, this is wild card era. So we're saying 94, whatever year that was.
Right.
57 teams in the wild card era have started 2-7 or worse, with a minus 15 run differential or worse through 9 games heading into last night. Of those 57 teams, 54 of them missed the postseason, and not a single one advanced to the World Series. So now you have to up those numbers to 2-8 and a minus 17 run differential.
Mm-hmm.
Any of those teams make the post? You know, so I'm saying it's like for some reason those slow starts really often tell the story.
Yeah, as it is, that stat alone means your chances are 1 in 19. You basically have a little over 5% chance of making the playoffs now. Going by that.
Based on historical standards.
Okay, going by that. Okay, 1 in 5. You know, again, 5%. Little over 5%. That's already what you've done. You've taken, you know, if these numbers are to be believed, you've taken 160 or 154 games off your schedule, 152, and flushed them down the toilet.
So, I've seen other numbers, Maz. Spear wrote something like this. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but any stretch where you go 2-8, any time in the season, lowers your odds dramatically. It's when you start the year, it makes it really stark, but any team that has a prolonged slump, that's kind of a tell, whether that's the math that adds up against you or it just shows you that really good teams don't have really long bad stretches. But it's a combination of the two. So this bad start, you've gotten to the point where it's not really realistic to say, it's early, it doesn't really matter. It actually kind of statistically matters right about now.
Yes. Yeah, again, you got to dig out of this now. You're 6 under. And I'm not even talking about first place. I'm talking about just getting a 500.
It's April 7th, and it's not unrealistic to say it's starting to look like a lost season, like it could be. Statistically, that's what you would say.
Spear even had that stat last week about when they start 1 and 5. It's only happened. I'm not going to remember it now, but like a half dozen times under this, under the Henry ownership or something like that, and they've missed the playoffs every time when they've started 1 and 5. It might have been from 1990, whatever. But it's never good when you start like this. Never.
Dan in Milton wants to follow up on Gino Auriemma, as Maz did earlier. Go ahead, Dan.
Hello.
Hi, Dan. You're on.
Oh, yeah. Hi. I'm calling because Maz, he mentioned earlier that Auriemma and Staley did shake hands. But that was before the game and the staff and the players. Gino Auriemma, what he said is that the protocol for 41 years has been for the two coaches to shake hands before the game at half court.
Right.
He said he waited 3 minutes and Staley did not go to half court and shake hands.
Okay. So, and your thought is, he's justified in what he did?
Well, I agree with Maz on some of the things that he said he shouldn't have said. But also, I mean, Staley says after the game that she didn't know what she did wrong. I mean, she knows better than that, Mike. Come on, she's been coaching
come
for
on,
years.
Give me a break.
Would you stop with that?
Do you really think, Dan? Do you really think that matters when they shake hands in the pregame? And do you think if UConn had won, Auriemma would have said a thing about it?
I don't know about that, but
I do. He wouldn't have mentioned it. He wouldn't have thought about it. He was being a bad loser because he's got a little wiener is his problem. That's what his problem is.
Yeah, look, again,
when and how she shook his hand before the game, give me a break.
Yeah, no. He wants his ring kissed is what he does. He's got his 12 national titles. And by the way, when Jim Calhoun was at UConn and Auriemma was there, they hated each other too. Okay, so Auriemma's got a history of this because he's got a massive freaking ego, and he thinks everyone should kiss his ass because he's Gino Auriemma. It's college basketball coach disease, and he's got it bad.
Luke in Marshfield. Hi, Luke.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Good, Luke. What do you got?
I just want to talk about the Red Sox and how this shitty start, 2-8. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Oh, you nailed it.
Yeah, we've spent 2 hours on it. We have 2 hours to go on it. Just keep listening, Luke. We'll tell you more about them and their crappy start.
I would like to use that word. But...
It is fitting. We will continue with your thoughts at 617-779-0985. Mixing in just a few other things. It is a very sporty night tonight. Red Sox and Willson Contreras' what do we say, bounty hunt? His how would you put this? What is he? His
manhunt?
His manhunt, right. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that. The Willson Contreras manhunt. Someone in Milwaukee's going down tonight and going down hard.
It's a brew hunt.
We'll see how that plays out. Should be interesting. I mean, this Mizorowski kid throws 103. He's got about as much weight on him as Majori. I think he's 6'7", and I don't know if he's 200 pounds.
He's a rail.
He is a freaking beanpole. He's a 6'7" Kevin Majori. So he's 6'7", but he's just. If Willson Contreras came after him, I think he'd be able to break him in half. So this I know. And also the Brewers are smart. They don't want to mess with William Contreras, their catcher. So they don't want to attack their catcher's brother. One of the most important players on their team is William Contreras. They don't want to attack. So if Mizorowski hits Willson Contreras tonight, it's a mistake. But he's going to get bent in half. And he's going to get broken in half like a freaking breadstick. Because that's what this Mizorowski is.
That's stale one at that.
He desperately needs to put on some weight. And even though he's got a foot on Willson Contreras, he will break him. He'll break him in half. So that'll be interesting to see. Bruins in a potential playoff matchup. Celtics in a potential playoff matchup. A quick thought on that with your phone calls right after Big Jim Murray gets you updated here. 90 seconds, no commercials.